Before we start today's show, today we want to give a big shout out to Buzz TV. Man, Buzz TV has some really good devices, man. Like this last year, they've come up with some good stuff, and this new year, I'm excited to see what they got.
Yo, it's going to be straight fire. Some devices and features, because I don't want to say one or the other. With Buzz TV, it's hand in hand. They've dropped some fire devices and some amazing features that are always taking things to the next level.
So don't forget to check out the description below.
You know, no matter where you guys are listening, watching, whatever from, make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button, that like, drop us a comment, and the reviews actually help us a great deal. If you're looking to do anything for us in this year coming and beyond, the reviews help other viewers like yourself find this podcast and enjoy it as well. So thank you guys. And with all that being said, let's start the show.
Oh, man. But
Dimi, I see that your tech is my passion is actually doing pretty good, but it looks like you stopped posting about 3 months ago and started posting back on your main channel again. Like,
yeah, it was not done on purpose.
It's what?
It wasn't done on purpose. On Tech is My Passion, I post more regularly, but I had some issues in the family the past days.
Yeah.
The past months, to be exact.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah. But everything good now. And actually, 2 weeks ago, I think I had the last strike on the main channel expired.
Really?
That's why also.
But
yeah,
the main channel is still demonetized, right?
Yeah, still demonetized. As soon as I upload something, it went reviewed manually, not monetized. And the worst thing about it, I thought that was the worst thing, because apart from monetization, it's some way of shadow banning your videos, no? So they are not recommended, and people cannot find them. But the new thing is that the age restrict them, which is...
I got that too, yeah. They've been age restricting
but that's the worst. That's the worst. Reviews go...
I've seen that a lot of your videos on that channel is doing pretty good. I see a lot of them are averaging around 30, 40, 50,000 views. What do you find out of all the tech right now is your main passion? Because I know tech is a very broad field, right?
Yeah. True.
So what do you find yourself focusing on? Because I'm very bad at jumping from ship to ship. I'll be like, all right, I really like this right now, and then I really like this now, and then I'll keep jumping from thing to thing. So what are you most passionate about right now that you think is kind of holding your attention?
I honestly cannot. It depends on the moment, as you said, because I love everything related tech, and from drones, crypto, PCs, streaming, smartphones, whatever it is, home appliances, Internet of Things, website creation, website coding, everything. I don't know. For me, it's everything, because one gets you to the other one.
What about part of your daily routine? Like, what do you find in tech-wise is very predominant in your daily routine? Like, what are you using on a day-to-day basis?
My PC, 100%.
Yeah.
A PC. A PC that could be also a notebook, or mainly my desktop, because I'm not some of those people that a lot of people love a notebook, no? Gaming notebook or laptop, or I love to have a huge display and my maybe not even a logic desktop that will have better specs than I need.
So specs. Let's talk a little bit about specs.
Yeah, I love talking about specs.
You got AMD or Intel in there.
Right now I have an Intel, and I'm going to explain why. Because I have a Xeon processor.
The Xeon processor, right.
That's the main thing, because I've used it as a server for a while, and okay, it's 24/7 open. I almost never reboot, other than the maintenance stuff. But I'm a team AMD. I have to be.
AMD's doing some really good stuff lately.
Yeah,
I've been crypto mining for a little while, and recently we just got Rohas on board with crypto mining as well. So he's just getting his feet wet over there.
I also do some.
You do? I was just going to ask, so you're over in Greece, right?
Yeah.
What is the public perception of cryptocurrency and crypto miners? Like, is it accepted? Do you find a lot of people talking about it? Do you find people are crypto mining in Greece? Or is that something that's still kind of not really talked about? What's the perception of it over there?
I can answer for Italy as well, since it's been only 2 years that I'm back in Greece now. I have lived more than 18 years in Italy. So I can say my opinion on both countries. Honestly, in Italy, it was more not adopted, but more discussed, let's say. People maybe started earlier. I'm talking about the masses, no? Not
in Italy versus Greece.
Yeah. In Greece also, lately, but I think it goes into phases. People that were interested since from not the beginning, but from the early stages, let's say,
right.
They still love it, love the crypto in general, Bitcoin and crypto in general. Now with crypto, I have to be honest though that there are, since we have crypto cycles, the predominant player is Bitcoin, and nowadays also Ethereum. But as far as the other cryptocurrencies, they come and go. So now they may be mentioned a lot, but I don't know about the future. That's in general, there isn't that much adoption. I think the United States are the leader here there, no? When it comes to Bitcoin and crypto in general.
For sure. Do you find there's a lot of access to applications to accessing crypto out there, or are you guys using something like Binance?
Mostly Binance, mostly if you want to trade. Coinbase, it's the easier way in Europe in general, as well as Kraken. If you want, there are also some other.
I haven't tried Kraken. Do you use Kraken?
I've used it. I do not for the last 3 years. I haven't tried it lately. It was one of my first exchanges that I used. That and Coinbase.
Right now I'm using Exodus, but I really want to try something else, and I'm not sure where I'm going to go after Exodus.
Exodus as a wallet, you mean?
It's like a wallet, but you can exchange stuff. You can't purchase from fiat currency like USD or Canadian into crypto, but you can trade from one or the other. And I've had it for the longest time, and because I've been mining cryptocurrency, I mine it directly into my Exodus wallet, and then I trade and I stake inside of there. So it's been working for me. But you said that you're mining as well, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have that powerful GPUs.
Yeah.
My most powerful is 1080 GTX 1080.
Those are good. Those are good cards to mine with. They're good to start with. What got you into mining?
I have to be honest, I was kind of stupid.
You were kind of stupid?
Yeah, because I used to mine
Okay.
I started mining Bitcoin when it was still,
A baby.
yeah, with CPUs.
Okay, yeah.
But I've lost everything. I don't
You lost the
remember the
wallet?
wallet. Yeah, because it was at the early stages. It was just a passion about cryptocurrency, something new, no? And I didn't know anything. No, I didn't know. I cannot predict that there will be a future, a monetary future on it. I wish I.
So you're in the belief that cryptocurrency is the future then?
Yeah. No, that's for me. That's there is no doubt.
There's no doubt.
There is no doubt. I don't know if it will be Bitcoin, if it will be Ethereum or something new, but crypto is the way. I'm also we also seeing that with central banks, no, that they want to issue their own stable coins, which in my opinion it's a nice idea from the banks, but it also goes against what everything crypto represents, and that's economic freedom.
I barely started getting into the whole mining of crypto. I'm mining Ethereum right now. But I was doing crypto too way back when, like putting money in. And it gave me some big longing wallet key. I don't even know.
Oh,
I
okay,
don't.
the phrases.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I don't think I put that much in it anyway. I
You
don't know.
lost it.
So I don't know. Yeah, so I lost the key. I lost. There's another one too. I think I was using. I might have been using Exodus, or I might have been using something else, but this was years ago. Now I'm using like Coinbase, things that make it a little bit easier to buy.
Mhm.
I ended up getting Doge through another app called Robinhood, because a lot of the apps didn't have it, and I didn't want to go through the whole thing of remember your wallet key and this and this. Um, there is one called SafeMoon, and I decided to jump on it just because a lot of people were like talking about it,
How
and
much
I'm
you
just,
lost?
how much have I lost?
Yeah.
A couple $100. I think I lost at least 50% of what I put in already. I bought in right when it was peaking.
Oh.
And then it dipped. I was like, oh man. But I'm using like another one. I think it's called like Trust Wallet. And then from there I'm in Pancake Swap. And then Pancake Swap, I'm in Safe Moon. I'm just like, it's just like a whole bunch of different ones to get there. But yeah, I don't know. I try to see exactly what's there. And I agree with you. I think crypto is gonna be the way. I think I think all the different governments, they're gonna try to regulate it somehow though.
Well, they're all going to try and create their own coins.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah. So I don't, if they do create if everybody creates their own coins, US crypto, Canada crypto, Greek crypto, whatever it is, whatever coin they're gonna call it, just to regulate it. I think all the other bitcoins, I think they're all just gonna like pop and just go away.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Look, if a country has its own coin, it will be a stable coin mostly. So it will not be as, I don't know, we are seeing now, okay, Bitcoin is the standard gold standard because it was the first, because it has a limited cap. There will be only 22, 24 million, how many they are. There will not be others. It's deflationatory because we have a limited amount of Bitcoin. Some of them were lost. They
Right.
will
A lot of them.
yeah, a lot of them are lost. So, in my opinion, Bitcoin is as the gold now, if you want to invest mostly. Then we have Ethereum that it has a lot of DeFi projects, so it's also very, very useful for a lot of cases.
Mhm.
And if you watch on other projects, I don't say that, okay, there are thousands of cryptos right now, but some of those projects are really interesting. Cardano, for example, or and every one of them, not every one of them, a lot of them serve different purposes. So if you want NFT, DeFi, I don't know, a lot of different solutions. So,
For instance, the one that I was researching last night was VeChain.
VeChain, yeah.
VeChain is a cryptocurrency or a token that's built around the supply chain management.
Yeah.
Right. So that's going to help, I guess, make it more efficient and productive with the supply chain management coming out of China. And they're saying that's supposedly really going to be a good coin to invest in. So I know for myself, when people come to me and they ask me about cryptocurrency or a specific coin, I say every coin is created with a purpose, right? Find out what that purpose is. Does it align? Do you believe in it? Then you figure it out from there. It's supposed to solve something. So when people ask you about cryptocurrencies, what do you usually say? Do you have like a set form of advice that you give people?
If they want to invest?
Yeah.
If they want to invest, my rule, as a lot of other creators are saying, is 50, 25, 25, mostly. And I mean by that 50 Bitcoin, 25 Ethereum, and 25 on the other small caps. AD. I at least am invested in Cardano, in Solana, in what else do I? No, Doji or Doggy.
Yeah, Dogi.
Dogecoin.
Dogi.
I wish I did, because I had some thousand of Dogecoin 7 years ago, 6, 7 years. I don't remember even the time.
That was less than a penny, right?
Yeah, and I have
That
a
was
friend of
way-
mine that had millions of Dogecoins, and he also sold them. I lost them, honestly. I didn't sell them. But I can also tell you, for example, I was on the top 10 wallets of a crypto called Greenbacks. So we can say about the coins that I've lost, but we can also say about the coins that I invested that are non-existent right now.
Right.
So it goes both ways.
It does, for sure.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I
Well,
also
hopefully-
sold some on the prices that I shouldn't have. But if I knew how to predict the future,
you wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
Like, and it's nice that you're here having this conversation with us. Are you staking Solana and Cardano?
Cardano, yes. Solana, no, because I was honestly Solana. I was always a fan, but I got in lately, so the price was already surging. So I got some just before them going into Coinbase, which usually pumps the coin, and with the insight was to sell them as soon as they go into, if they got a good pump from Coinbase. But when it was firstly the time expected to be on Coinbase didn't go well. They had some technical issues. Then Bitcoin dropped, the whole crypto dropped, and then Solana also lost a lot of in value.
Yeah.
And I was going day by day. I'm going to sell them. No, I'm going to keep them. I'm going to sell them. So I didn't stake them because I wanted to have the liberty to sell them whenever I think it's. Yeah. It was more an investment than actually believing on them.
It's funny because I'm like watching my Safe Moon. I'm like, oh, I think we're on a dip right now with all the cryptos, you know?
Yeah, true.
So I think it's like, like it's like right now, like Safe Moon is, when you look at Dogecoin, when it was worth like 7 years ago, it was worth like nothing, you know?
Mhm.
I think Safe Moon is kind of like right there too. You know, you kind of have to just sit there and just wait.
Mm.
And like one of the things like Next Level and I say is when you put your money into some of these cryptocurrencies, don't think about it, it's gone.
Yeah, true.
Once you put it in there, like don't be like, oh, I lost money or I gained money. Just put it in there. Don't think about it. Just let it do its thing.
Mhm.
If it goes away, it goes away. If it explodes, then
done.
you can start worrying about taking it out, you know?
Right.
And I've done that with several coins. I bought Doge when it was worth like 5 cents.
Mm.
I bought Ethereum. I bought how many coins do I have? 4. I have a little bit over 4 coins, Ethereum coins. I bought it when it was
Wow.
under 1,000. And I'm not selling. I'm just like, nope. I'm like, we're not even like people are barely starting to realize about crypto. And what's funny is, you know, crypto's been around for a little bit now. There's people out there that are financial experts.
Mhm.
You know, they're just like, oh, this is how you work the stocks. This is how you do this. They don't know anything about crypto. The only thing they know is like we already know it's very volatile. We know it could go really big and we know it could go really small really fast. And actually what's interesting is a lot of these people back in I think it was like back in January, we're finding people just saying just dumb stuff about cryptocurrency that crypto is not real money. You can't really buy anything with crypto. You can't really do anything with crypto. And over the last couple months, we're seeing companies now that you could start buying stuff with crypto. You know, there's a lot of companies out there. They're like, hey, you know, you could buy basketball tickets with cryptocurrencies.
Yo, I buy all the bread with crypto.
See, you could start using crypto to buy stuff. Did you know? Did you know? And this is funny that my family's from there, El Salvador.
Yeah.
They changed their entire country's currency to Bitcoin.
Yeah. And I have to say they had some pretty big, huge balls to do so.
So okay, so
Mhm.
because you brought that up and your family is from there, I want to tell you what I've heard and you can verify for me because I know we can't believe everything we read on the internet, right?
Yep.
So I was reading that I think it's something like over 70% of the money in El Salvador is not in the banking system. And by pushing them into cryptocurrency is a way to boost their economy and to get the money out of physical money and back into the actual economy because people are just holding the cash.
Probably. So, okay, so this is what I know before this whole Bitcoin thing came about. And this is actually very, very scary. But El Salvador's pricing money, like their money is worth crap. Several years ago, actually I might have been maybe a decade or two ago, they used to have their money called colones. Some people just call it pesos because that's just the easiest thing to remember, but they're called colones.
Wait, don't they have USD?
Well, they switched over to USD.
Ah, okay.
Their
Before.
currency before was colones, but it's kind of like in Japan, for example. And I'll look this up real quick. Yeah, a yen, one Japanese
Yen?
yen. I'll do this better. One US dollar is worth
Mhm.
110 Japanese yen.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you look at those numbers, you're just like, oh man, I gotta inflate this. But who goes to Japan with a dollar and say, okay, I have a dollar? You know, so if you go to Japan with, let's just say, you're like, okay, I got $1,000 to spend. You have 110,000 yen. um, in El Salvador, it was a little bit worse than that. And I think what happened was I don't know, let's just say like this drink, Rockstar. They used to say, "Oh, it's un colon, 1 colon." And 1 colon for an American USD, let's just say it's worth, I don't know, 5 cents, you know? 1 colon is equivalent to like 5 cents of this, a nickel, right? So when their whole money thing crashed, they switched over to USD. They're like, colones are not worth anything. Like, let's just switch it. So this is what happened. When the average person was saying un colon, and I used to go there thinking like, hell yeah. I'm like, that's worth a freaking 5 cents. Now all of a sudden they're saying $1. And now I'm thinking like, wait a minute. This just went from 5 cents to $1 overnight. You know? So their market, it was just crazy. Like my mom, when my whole family was born over there, that's what they were saying. They're just like, yeah, you used to work, you used to make your colones, make your money, you used to buy stuff. And then when they switched over to USD, I forget what year it was when they did that, but all of a sudden, everybody coming in, like, for me, for example, if I show up and I'm over here and I'm like, okay, let me get one of these things. I was there like right in that transition where they were still kind of using colones and they were kind of going into the dollars. Have you ever heard of pupusas?
No.
Pupusas? No.
2001 was when it switched.
2001?
Yeah.
Okay. I was there in 2005. So I think that's when they were still flushing it out. Okay, what about empanada? Do you know what empanada is?
That's food. I know food.
Next, I was like, I know empanada. So there's different types of empanadas. They're like these little bread things.
Mm-hmm.
They bake them and they put, you could have a sweet empanada, which they put caramel around it, and they put cream inside the middle. So it's like a sweet, So I would go there and they'll be like, oh, un colon for a bag, and you get a bag of five of these little things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm over here thinking like, holy crap, dude, these things are.
Cheap.
I'm like, I'm rich. Like I'm filthy rich over here. Like, like I was hardly spending any money. And I was out in the pueblos too, like way out there where there's like no civilization, but yeah, I was very rich. So when they started to switch over to dollar, now all of a sudden they're saying these 5 little things are $1, which is still a really good deal,
For the US.
But yeah, but now with I don't know how. I haven't been back since way back when. And now that they switched over to Bitcoin, I don't know what that means if I'm
1 Bitcoin now. It went from 1 colon to $1 to 1 Bitcoin.
Imagine if now they're saying un Bitcoin. It's like, wait, hold on a second. 1 Bitcoin. Now you're always like, what, to 20-some thousand, $30-some thousand for 5 little. Hell no.
$33,000.
Yeah, hell no. So I don't. But the thing is that the people they're not educated to know like economics like that. Not in that nature. So when they see it, there's a lot of poor people out there. So when they see it, they're just like, how do we charge this now? So I haven't been back yet. I don't know if I go visit, if they say, okay, here's your Bitcoin card.
But majority of El Salvador's financial structure was based on cash, was it not?
Yeah.
Cash. Okay. So this is probably a ploy to get the cash out of the hands and get everything into a digital age.
Yeah, I think that's. Well, I think a lot of countries, they use some kind of digital currency.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by digital currency, I mean you still have cash, but you're using debit cards, credit cards. Like you're not passing money, you're not passing paper no more. You know, you're not doing that no more. So that's what I mean by digital, not a crypto. You
Okay.
still have money, physical money that you can pull out, but you're just using a card. So for them, I don't remember ever pulling out a card. I might have maybe in the big cities, very rarely, but I was always using cash. I was always like, here's your change and your papers, you know?
Right.
But going back to crypto, in my opinion, the main benefit of using crypto, Bitcoin or whatever other crypto, is that you eliminate the middleman, the banks. So in the case you have, you said when they had colonas. Okay, you, for example, travel with US dollars, you have to convert your US dollars into colonas. So converting that amount of money, the bank will get a cut, no?
Yep.
One thing. Second thing, if you want to send money from the US to your, I don't know, grandma, or a parent who is in El Salvador or whichever country, even among first-rate economical countries, from Canada to the US, for example, you still have to pay commission for the transfer and also for the exchange from USD Canadian to US dollars.
You get
Yeah,
killed.
conversion rate. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what's even crazier
crypto,
too?
you eliminate. Sorry?
It's the time too. Like if we still have wires that are sent every day, and they take a week.
Yeah.
A week to send a wire. It's a
not
digital
only
thing. Like
someone has also manually review the transaction, and they also get a cut. I mean, now, for example, I live in Europe. No, if you have to withdraw money from the ATM, you have to pay commission, which is absurd. If you have a card issued by another country, European country, which we live in the European community, so in some way it's like the United States of Europe, but in other ways they are not. So if you have a card from, I don't know, from Italy, and you withdraw money in France, you have to pay commission to the banks at about 4 or 5 euros each time you withdraw. They also lower the limit, so you have to withdraw more times, so they get more money.
Right.
All these problems eliminate with crypto. And that's also why the banks and all the money people, the old money people, hate Bitcoin and crypto in general, because they know their jobs are at stake. But they also know that they cannot stop crypto. I think crypto is the new internet, as it was the internet back in the days. A lot of people said, "Oh, crypto, internet, people do not have now interest in on internet. Internet is dangerous. Internet." I mean, back in the days when I studied at school, I had to get the encyclopedia just to learn everything. Nowadays, when you are studying, you can do a simple Google search and find about everything. No, it's free education for the masses. The same thing goes for money now with crypto. And that's the main thing. Of course, there are scams, a lot of scams. There are people that unfortunately are not educated, so they will lose money. There are people like Rojas that want to gamble with Safe Moon. That's okay, but you have to be conscious that you are gambling, no? And I think it's okay if, as long as you know that you may lose everything. That's okay. But there are also people that do not know that. They think, "Oh, okay, I heard about Safe Moon. Let's throw some all my economies. I don't know." They may lose all the money. But that's something that is also to be expected, because unfortunately you do not have one single person. Everyone is different, and the technology, it is what it is. So you have to educate yourself. Also, when I started, I was buying the dips.
Yeah.
I had a lot of these problems. Then I learned that the best strategy is to dollar cost
DCA.
average.
Got a dollar cost average, 100%.
And personally, I didn't know that at the beginning. I lost some money there. And truth be told, if you also want just to invest on crypto, you can do that. You only have to have patience. and of course, do not have to have the need to cash out. That's the main issue, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
If you have that affordability that you can leave your money there standing for, I don't know, 3-4 years, of course, you have also to select something that is worth. That's also why I said 50, 25, 25. So if you go 50% on Bitcoin, it's, in my opinion, impossible that you're going to lose your investment.
Mm-hmm.
I tell a lot of people, I'm like, do you buy lottery tickets every week? Because there's a lot of people that buy lottery tickets every week, and most times it comes back as a 0. I'm like, take that same money, that 20, 30, 40. Sometimes people do a lot more than that. And I'm like, drop it on a coin.
True.
You have a better chance at that coin even staying at the same amount that you bought it at than it going to a 0 like your lottery tickets do every week, right?
I can tell you also, going it a little bit further. If you have money in the bank, no? I mean, what's the interest you get, the yearly interest?
0. Don't even, like, you can't even put a 0.01%. You get nothing.
Exactly. So having some of them in crypto, also you need to educate yourself and select something trustworthy, of course. It will give you a great benefit. For example, no, I won't say examples because it's personal, but I think I don't know if someone will get rich because you read a lot of stories. I don't know, 2 brothers invested in the poop coin, and in 3 days, their initial investment of $10,000 became 2 million. Okay, those are rare things, unfortunately.
Yes, for sure, 100%, 100%.
But at least you can invest something that after some time it will give you better results than, I don't know, stocks, for example, or the S&P.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's interesting. Sorry.
No, I finished.
With with what Next Level was saying, what you were saying, I was kind of dabbling with the coins earlier this year and late last year, and I was trying to explore a little bit, and Ethereum Classic. I had like $100. I put it on something. I lost money. I went down to like $60, and then I pulled it out, put it on something else, and then I got up to $70, and then I pulled it out. I put it on something else. I got $50, and then I pulled it out. I was just like yo-yoing, and but I wanted to do that. I wanted to see if I could try to play that game of when to buy low, when to buy high, or when to sell high, and it didn't work out too well because I wasn't really like Next Level's watching this thing all day, all night, and I'm asking him like, dude, how do you think this is gonna go? And so I'll pick his brain and I'll ask him some stuff. So I just kind of wanted to play that for a little bit, and I saw Ethereum Classic sitting there, and I'm just like, for whatever reason, I got up to, and I think I put it in Litecoin when it was under $100 or under a couple $100. I forget what it was before it like jumped. And it got me to $90. I was like, cool, I'm almost up to $100 again. But I saw Litecoin just doing this thing too, So I sold when it was up, and I threw it into Ethereum Classic because I thought it was just so low. I think when I bought it, it was like worth maybe like $20 or something. Or
that was before the pump.
Yeah, before the big pump that they had happen. Yeah, and I literally threw it in there, and we were staring at it like Dogecoin and Ethereum. We're like, dude, this thing's going up. It's going up. It's going up. And I forgot about Ethereum Classic completely. And I went to look at my Coinbase, and you know what? I think it was that video that you were telling me like to blur out the price thing, and I'm just like, oh shit, I got to go in there and add a blur on there. But when I went to go look, and that's actually when I was like showing Next Level, and I'm like, dude, look, and then I kind of like looked over, and I'm just like, wait a minute, that Ethereum Classic, I started at $90 and now I'm at 1,000. I was like, holy crap. And then I started to be like, dude, I need to pull out.
Not the issue though.
But that's the issue. It's like, oh, like you see all that money, you got to pull out. But I had to stop myself because I got too excited. And I'm just like, like when you see these big pumps, like right now we're in a slope, we're going downwards. Like the crypto is not done. I don't think it's going to be done for a while. All these different coins.
What
like,
do you mean done?
So it's kind of like what you said, that eventually we're gonna adapt to maybe 1 or 2 coins, or it's gonna be like like
I
there's
never
gonna be,
said that.
well, I'm kind of how is it that you said it? You said it that there's gonna be like a coin that everyone's gonna be going to, and you don't know if it was gonna be Bitcoin or Ethereum or
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
The main.
Yeah, so what I think is all these, like we have a bunch of coins everywhere. I think there's going to be a moment sometime in the future whenever the government starts jumping in to make their own coins and trying to centralize stuff or trying to make some kind of order with this stuff. I think what's going to happen is all these other coins that exist out there, I don't think it matters if it has a purpose. I don't think it matters if it has a meme. I don't think it matters on anything. I think what's going to happen is all these coins are just going to, like, I don't know if you want to call them bankrupt or not exist anymore, or if they're going to go away. But I think what they're going to do is we're only going to have like 10 coins in the future, I think, or maybe 15 coins. It's not going to be like thousands of coins.
I don't agree.
You don't think so?
No, because right now we also have the monetary solution of the countries are the fiat. Let's call them like that, just for the explaining. No, if they become digital, it will be the same exact stuff. It's only easier for them to track them down. Then maybe they're gonna use the blockchain as a technology, which they already say that they recognize as a good thing. The benefit, though, of cryptocurrency, the main benefit is that you can eliminate the intermediaries, one. The second, that it cannot be controlled. Country-stated money, they should always be controlled. Because, for example, later in the past, we have the gold standard, no? They said, we have X amount of gold, we can issue X amount of USD, for example, or euros, or there wasn't euros, but you get the idea. Nowadays, for example, the US, they are not backed by gold. They can print as many as they want. That also brings inflation, as they expect nowadays. And also, okay, it makes a state, a country, more powerful, maybe, if you confront it with someone else. For example, if we are talking about El Salvador that has US dollar, there will never be a bright day in a country that uses a US dollar, because the US dollar is used in the United States for someone that gets an X amount of money each month. So it's hard for a country that it's poor to compete with the same value, the same currency, which is the US dollars. The same thing happens now in the European Union. We have most of the countries that take part of the European Union have euro. We had the German, how was it called? Comes on in Greek. The German currency, okay. We had francs for France. We had drachmas in Greece, lira in Italy, and so on. Now we have all euros. The difference is that, for example, if I work in Greece, I get, I don't know, a month a state servant. No, you work for a bank, let's say. Your salary will be, I don't know, 1,200 euros in Greece. In Germany, it will be 2,500 euros. In Italy, it will be 2,000 euros. In Estonia, it will be 400 euros. Now tell me, how are we supposed to live all these countries with such a difference in the actual value of things? So think about it. How can an Estonian come and have I don't know, make 10 days holidays in Greece, or a Bulgarian that gets his salary maybe 600 euros?
Mhm.
That's something that it's very, very not only risky, but it dictates that when you are born poor, you will remain poor, period. Because you had the luck or the bad luck to be born in a country. That's, in my opinion, it's absurd. With cryptocurrencies, though, no state can regulate the currency. No one can regulate it. So Bitcoin, for example, was invented by someone who used the nickname Satoshi Nakamoto, but no one can make it more than 18 million, how many will be at the end, that are actual Bitcoin. That's the main benefit of crypto. And also, it's also more traceable. Even if they spread so much fad about, no, they were paid in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is highly traceable. You can go into the blockchain and find everything. And it's stupid for some journalists to say that Bitcoin is used from pirates for scams. That's all BS.
Mhm.
There are some currencies that are cryptocurrencies specific for securities, like Monero. They are hard to trace. Yes, that's true. But the Bitcoin, Ethereum, it's easy traceable. So
Yeah.
it's totally nonsense. And for example, nowadays we have the absurdity that all the information, all the news that the crypto community is getting, it's driving the prices down. But in my opinion, it's also because all the big players that want to get into crypto want to get the prices as low as possible. That's why I think it's all happening like that.
So check this out. It's a good point. Now, this is why I think they're all, not all of them, but I think this is why we're going to see a bunch of them go away.
Mhm.
And I'll use your fiat analogy. If you have a car, and let's say like a Toyota, and you have the Toyota Celica, the Corolla, the Supra, the Tacoma, you have all these different types of cars. It's based off the same brand. So just like
Mhm.
crypto, you have all these different coins, but eventually people are going to not buy into something. And what they're going to do is they're going to want to jump into something that has stability. So, for example, the Supra, the Toyota Supra, they don't make that car anymore. The Corolla, they stopped making that car for a little bit, and then they brought it back. I think crypto is very similar to that, where the governments cannot control it. It's going to be the people that are going to be able to control it. So it's kind of like SafeMoon, for example. SafeMoon's worth almost nothing right now.
Mhm.
If it keeps going down, everyone's just going to sell and just be like, screw this, it's not worth anything, and then it's going to go away. It's going to be gone. You know.
I have to agree with you that SafeMoon isn't worth anything, anyways.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
trying.
no. I'm
I'm
saying
I'm
that I think your analogy is wrong, because SafeMoon, for example, it was a joke from not a joke. It was a gamble from the beginning. They do not serve a real purpose. For example, before Mark said about VeChain, VeChain is something that has to do with logistics, with serve a specific purpose. There is Theta. Theta are the money of YouTube, let's say, of streaming in general. There is Audius. It's solving a solution for like exactly like Spotify. There is Cardano that you can have DeFi on it. You have a lot of other solutions.
What about Doge? Because Doge was
Doge
not meant
has-
for a purpose.
Yeah, that's true. But Doge is a lot of people are confusing all the meme coins with Doge. Doge is the exception because Doge has been around for a long
Very long
time.
time.
And not only that, they have a way huge community. They when as you mentioned before, the Dogecoin costed less than cents. They paid a NASCAR car with the Dodge logo to run. They did all those things because they have a crazy community. They are very united and all those years together. You cannot find another community that powerful with such a small cap
Right.
as it was. Because nowadays, okay, there is Elon Musk that took on
So
all the meme and the popularity of Dogecoin and
Mhm.
also skyrocketed. But
Well-
this is something just for the past, how many, 2 years, 1 year?
it took a very interesting set of events for that to happen for Doge. It
Yeah.
took one of the richest men in the world to talk about it, and the only reason he did, he said, was because he likes memes and he likes dogs.
Yeah.
So for that series of events to happen with another coin that doesn't have a backing, you're betting it's a lottery play. It's literally a lottery play.
And the issue is that a lot of people think like Rojas right now, that all crypto is the same. It's not the same because if you select something, you study some of the projects that are solving real solutions, and also those cryptos are at risk because nowadays, for example, the strongest in the streaming video streaming area is Theta. Okay. And VeChain on the logistics and all those stuff. But it may come a new technology that will be even bigger, and maybe also they are at risk, or Ethereum, or Cardano, and so on. That does not change the fact that we will need something, a solution for that specific area. So I don't think there will be an extinction of the other cryptocurrencies. There will not be as many, I don't know, perhaps. Maybe there is also always a space for scams, for meme coins, for community-driven coins, for different forks of the same or more or less the same coin. But there will always be a demand for something new.
Yeah.
So there will, I think, a lot of cryptos will stay. I was in the crypto also on the previous 2 cycles of the 2 big pumps, the bull runs. I remember a lot of coins that were mentioned as big players and small caps. Guess what? There are some of the small caps that now are big,
Mhm.
and also some of those big players that do not exist now.
And that's kind of what I'm saying is, I think with all the coins, because we've seen like a boom in coins.
Mhm.
Where all of a sudden we went from just having like this many to like that many.
Yeah.
And I think what's going to happen is when the governments start to throw their own coins in there to try to regulate it, I think what's going to happen, I don't think it's going to shrink because of the governments. I think what they're going to do is I think what we're going to try to do with the people who are mining, the people who are creating the codes, I think what they're going to try to do is streamline some of them. And if they have purposes, cool. If they don't have purposes, like you said, like the scams and all that stuff, like that, the Safe Moon, I knew it was a gamble when I put on there.
Mhm.
I'm just like, I knew it was a big gamble. But if we had this conversation 7 years ago, a lot of people would be saying you guys are crazy if you put any money on Doge, because Doge is a joke. It's a gamble. So I'm kind of like, let me just throw it in there. If it happens, cool. If it doesn't happen, whatever. I'm not
For sure.
I'm not banking on it. So I think, I don't know. I just have a feeling that once these coins fulfill their purpose, or as they're getting closer of fulfilling purposes, I think some of them might, I don't know. Like for me, I kind of see it like a car. When you have a car, like the Supra, now it's gone. Toyota came up with another car that's better than the Supra. You know what I mean? Though I think something else might take place, or they might merge these two coins into something else to maybe continue that purpose and go beyond that purpose.
Right, exactly. See, the difference between the analogy and like crypto itself is crypto is digital, so they're able to upgrade it. So they don't necessarily have to phase something out. They can upgrade it so it can either be faster, more efficient, or serve another purpose. So
like Ethereum 2.0.
And that's the thing. Like I was listening to somebody's theory last week or something, and they're like, okay, so Ethereum, it broke off, it made Ethereum, and then Ethereum Classic was left behind. And they're like, well, Ethereum 2.0 is going to happen. Everyone's saying that it's going to be the same Ethereum, but what if it's not? What if they decide, because the reason Ethereum Classic and the regular, the new Ethereum was created was because of difference in views, right? It was a difference in views of how the coins were going to be used. So what happens when Ethereum 2.0 comes out now? And they're like, you know what? I don't agree with you anymore. Do we have a classic, or you know what? It's interesting, but my mentality,
and that's like stock.
And I was just about to get there. So
that's
like
just
my
like stock, they do that too.
Is that cryptocurrency is the evolution of a stock market, right? Right now we're investing into all of these stocks, right? But at the end of the day, I see so much money in the stock market that to me is not relative to the companies that own that share, that own those stocks, right? I would rather, just for myself, invest in a purpose versus a company. And that's what cryptocurrency does for me. It gives me the ability to invest into a purpose versus some of these companies. Because and I get what you guys are saying. So right now, when you guys are talking about stable coins, like right now, there's only one hypothetical stable coin, which is Bitcoin. A lot of people clump Ethereum into that, but technically it's not really a stable coin. It's still leading the class with all the other altcoins, but it's still not a stable coin. So I look at, if you want to call Bitcoin a stable coin, then you're looking at comparing it to things like Amazon and Apple and Google. Like those are their stable stocks. You know what I mean? Like people would consider
when I said stable coins, I was referring to US Tether on those kind of stable. I didn't say about the price that is becoming stable. I didn't mean that this thing. I said Bitcoin because it's the king of all the coins. Since it was the first one, that's why, because I think it is a dominant player. Because it is the first. It's like talking about cars, for example. Which is the inventor of the cars? Ford. It's like talking about, I don't know, computers, IBM. It will always be a brand name about it. No? Yeah. The same thing goes for Bitcoin. Regarding the example, though, that Rojas made about the Toyota models, for example, there will always be a need for different models. It's not that because they made a Supra, they made the Micra, they made, I don't know, they can make a small car, a big car, a cargo car, I don't know, a limo. They can make a taxi. They can make a truck. They make different. Yeah, the same goes also for crypto. For example, you want to have value, you buy Bitcoin. You want to have, I don't know, the ability to invest into some projects, financial projects. You go into Ethereum, Cardano, Binance Coin, and so on. You want to get about, I don't know, insurance. You will get something very different. You want about streaming. You want about logistics. You want about... we have now coins about, we have NFTs that we didn't know even know that someone will invent them. Everything goes digital nowadays, and even though the countries would have a state, not an issue state coin, digital coin, it will have nothing to do with crypto. It will be digital. It will work on blockchain, but it's always something backed by a country, so they can print as many as they want. But at the end, if you compare it with Bitcoin, it will always gonna lose value. If you have $1 million, for example, digital, let's say, crypto dollars, backed by the US, you still have 18 million active Bitcoins. Maybe there will be also less. if you go to the analogy, one USD digital, whatever it is, with BTC, the price will always go up for Bitcoin. And that's the main benefit. If you invest now on Bitcoin, your money, the whatever you call it, fiat, the issue state, country, US dollars, digital dollars, it will always be worth more.
Yeah. I think countries would be smart to start creating more tethered coins. And that's where they say one of that coin is equal to one of a US coin or dollar. Like one of Greek bill is equal to one of this tethered coin. And there's a lot of them on the market already, but if they're trying to get into that market, they should start there first.
And I think there they should be targeting, since we have already issues with those stable coins that are already exist, like US Tether.
Yeah.
No one knows how many actual money there is behind those stable coins. And with an eventual crash or eventual pump, you might have issues. And
we need those tethers though, because when we're starting to exchange from one coin to another, we don't want to sell a coin right into cash. We need to keep it onto that blockchain so that it's easier to move back and forth. So it'd be nicer to see more and more of these countries so that you can get more of the global population into the cryptocurrency.
It's nice to have this chat because we are three people and three people with three different opinions. That's what's great about crypto, I think.
You know, cryptocurrency is like investing with a personality. Every coin has its own personality, and it's meant to kind of relate to everyone's perspective. So if you like a certain thing, go find a crypto coin that suits those needs.
True.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm gonna ask you this. We've had previous shows where we've asked people, what are their top 5 coins? Like, what are your favorite 5 coins right now?
Favorite as
and outside of Ethereum and Bitcoin.
Okay. That I believe that will make you money, or that I believe in them in general?
Whatever's your favorite. You can give your explanation about them if you want, but it's up to you. If you only could talk about 5 coins outside of Bitcoin, Ethereum, which ones would you talk about?
Cardano for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's a competitor with Ethereum, I think it's not actually. No, there are competitors, but they can also coexist, in my opinion. And they're also doing a great job with Africa. And there are some rumors that they will do the same thing with Europe. I don't know if that's true or not. But
there's
in any case, Cardano
for Cardano this year. At the end of the year, some interesting stuff.
Let's hope. Highly invested. But VeChain is one that I loved, even though it's for now mostly Chinese as a project, and I have some issues because I cannot actually control all the things that they say. That's why I fear it a little. But it's definitely a great project. Kusama, also I like it as a project. Polkadot
is good.
4, and 5th I will go with Solana.
Solana, yeah.
Solano. That's cool. Yeah, it should be very interesting what's going to happen. I guess this year, because I know this year started with the bang, and it kept going longer than what a lot of people expected. And I know NxTLvl and I were talking about this, like, dude, do you think it's going to go down? Because it was for several months, and it started last year into this year, and it just kept going and going and going. And you know, we kept saying, like, hey, it's gonna, like, you got to jump on this before it peaks. And right now, I think, like, I'm still waiting for this thing to go. I don't think it's hit its peak for this year yet. I keep thinking, like, end of the year we're gonna see something go boom, And I think it's going to be one of those situations where, and I could be wrong with this, but I just have this weird gut feeling. We're going to wake up one morning and Ethereum's going to be worth 10 grand or 20 grand all of a sudden. It's just going to be like that, like boom, all of a sudden, like, it's just like, what the heck? And I think what's very interesting is there's always people that talk about jumping on before it peaks. You know, what is it? Buy low, sell high, you know, buy low,
the dips,
sell
not
high.
the rips.
Right. So, you know, we constantly say that, like, hey, you know, like, look into it, like, do some research. And I think, and even when it was going up and people were kind of being nervous about it, like, we were still saying, like, dude, like, what's the thing that you say next level? When is the right time to buy?
Now. Now. If you asked me yesterday, it's now. You ask me tomorrow, now. Buy now.
So,
but it's how you buy. You don't just dump everything and never buy ever again in your life. You know what I mean?
Right. And I think what was happening, because there's so many people like me, I'm not a crypto expert. You know, I don't think Next Level calls himself a crypto expert, even though he's on the damn thing like 24/7.
I'm an enthusiast because I enjoy it.
Me too.
Okay, but an expert and enthusiast are two different things.
Completely, 100%. Yes.
Yeah. So, I think with us and you too, Demi, we're looking at this like, okay, like, this is doing good. Let's put in a little bit. Let's put a little bit more. Okay, look, here's a dip. Okay, is it gonna go lower? Should I put a little bit? You know what? Screw it. Let me put a little bit more. You know what I mean? And I think people who are not, you know, they see like Bitcoin, they're like, oh my gosh, it was worth 10 grand last year. Now it's worth 3 times the amount. What they're doing is they're getting to that amount and they're just like, sell. As soon as it hits 15K, sell everything. And then some people are just like, no, I think it's gonna go higher. It gets to 20, sell everything. There was waves, I think, of people that were just selling and selling and selling. Sure. And the people that were selling at the wrong time were buying in higher and then selling when it went up. So that way they're still making, they're compounding, you know? Yeah. And I think when Bitcoin, for example, I'm just using Bitcoin because that's the one that exploded like crazy this year. When it got all the way up to like 60 or whatever it was, everybody, like, there were so many people talking about pull out. They're just like, dude, there was nobody saying about buying. I think Coinbase had like 96% sell. Like, everybody was just selling. And I think what's happening is when people do that and they go and they sell, they're kind of doing the same thing what they were doing before now, where they're just, okay, let me just wait because it dipped down to 30. Let me just wait and see what's going to happen. Maybe it's going to go down even lower. Maybe it's going to go down a little bit less. And those people who originally bought at 10,000 and bought and sold at like 15 or 20, they, like, a lot of people were selling at the wrong time. And I really have, it's just like Dogecoin. A year ago, this thing wasn't worth a penny. And all of a sudden now it's worth like 20 something cents. And, you know, like, I was like, same thing with Next Level said. I had people asking me like, hey, when's a good time to buy Doge? I'm like, right now. I'm like, I don't think this thing's going to stop. And I'm like, if you keep waiting, it's just going to keep going up. And I just really have a feeling that we're going to wake up one morning and all of a sudden it's way over here. It's way up there. And it's just going to be like, oh, shoot, I should have bought.
It's difficult, though, that this can happen, you know, because in my experience, as obviously not an expert, financial expert, as an enthusiast, as you guys mentioned, all the bull runs start first with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the king, let's call it like that. Afterwards, after Bitcoin is going up, at one point, they start also the altcoins. Now, perhaps the Ethereum, as it is right now, it's gonna be the second, or at least maybe close to Bitcoin, and it will follow its price. But usually Bitcoin goes up, and then the rest of the altcoins follow.
Mhm.
Also, for that change to happen, for example, if we check out the marketplace, nowadays we have just over 1,200,000,000 US dollars today, for example, with the market cap of I don't know, Bitcoin. Let me change it that on US dollars. Sorry, I cannot share my screen. If, for example, as you mentioned, we will go to Ethereum, $20,000. As of right now, it's 2,100. No, that means that it will have a market cap 10x. 10x means it's a huge number. So you cannot go in a small time of period
Like
from
that.
like that. It will be, in my opinion, it will be very a long run, not long run meaning months, maybe even a year, for example, when it happens. But I also agree with you, as you said at the beginning, that maybe for this year the bull run isn't over. Maybe we are having a mini crash, a mini bear market, and just before August or in August, it will go up again. I hope also.
That's what I've been saying too. August, September, I think we're gonna get another bull run. And I think this is gonna be a crazy bull run. I think it's gonna explode. I think the bull's gonna explode on this one.
The bull run that just finished, right? That started in November of last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People were buying in at October, and then November, it consolidated. It consolidated right into January, and then once February hit, everything just took off, right?
Everything,
So
every coin.
right now, what's happening is, I know Rojas hates when I talk about Elon Musk, but he had to bring certain things to light, and because he did that, certain things were fixed in regards to energy, certain things were fixed in regards to politics, and it brought light to a lot of people that didn't even know crypto existed. So now we have more people than ever before consolidating into crypto, and the next bull run could even be more exponential than ever before. This month, crypto.com just signed a deal with the UFC for $175 million.
Yeah,
Every
right.
single fighter that fights in the UFC now is going to have a crypto.com on their shorts.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So the next bull run, I think that we're still going to see some significant dips, but then once we start to consolidate, it's going to be a very interesting time to be alive.
That's true. That's true. But we have also to make a distinction among those that are believing in the cryptocurrency for the technology and the others that are into investing and making money. There are two separate things, in my opinion. Some marry the two of them together, and they want also the blockchain technology, the crypto technology in general, and also, of course, making money. But and that's why I said I'm into crypto. I love the technology, first of all, even though it's very, very hard and sometimes to understand it. But of course, I also want to make money. I would be a liar if I. But regarding the bull runs, they have made something that is very peculiar. If you bought in any time of until the end of the bull run that we just finished, okay, because now we are in the bear market, we cannot have an opinion, but up to the bull run, sorry, let's say up to February, if you bought Bitcoin and hold it for 4 years, whatever the time you bought it, you always made money. And that's also why I say always invest what you can afford to lose. That's why you guys also say that. It's very, very correct. But if you keep on and you hold on that crypto, if you get Bitcoin mostly, you will never lose your money. You will get it back and you actually make money. The issue is that a lot of people, especially now with the DeFi space, that a lot of cryptos brought into, got into and took loans. And that's why we saw also a lot of people totally wrecked with crazy amounts of.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's also an issue that the unregulated space of crypto is creating.
People are just starting to learn about what investing is, but they're learning about it in the most volatile way possible, right? When you
True.
buy into an investment, regardless of what it is, if that investment goes lower than what you paid for it, you only lose money if you sell, right? If you look at it and you're like, oh, my investments are down, it doesn't mean that you lost money unless you choose to lose that money.
And
And-
see, I'm so glad you said that because I know. Oh man, so my brother-in-law, he bought into Bitcoin. And next level, can you do me a quick favor? Search how much Bitcoin was worth in 2015 March. He put, I want to say 20 grand of on Bitcoin at that time,
Around 300.
$300. And he put it on there. When did it go up to 17 and then it dipped? 17K. Was that 2017, 2018?
No, that was it didn't. What? Oh wait, oh there it is. Yeah, 2017.
Yeah. So, and then it dipped back down.
Mhm.
Pretty. What was the lowest after that? I forgot what it was, but I remember it was pretty low.
Like 4
Yeah. So
4,000.
my brother-in-law, he pulled 20 grand from his retirement, and he was trying to play it. He put in the 20 grand when it was really low, and then when it dipped under 300, he pulled it out because he was scared, because it was, it's his retirement money, And then when it went back up to 300, he was like, crap. And he's like, let me throw it back in. So he threw in like 18,000. He already lost like 2,000. And then it dipped again. And then he pulled it out again because he got scared. And I kept telling him, I'm like, dude, leave it. Just leave it. So he put in, I want to say he put in like 5 grand at that point. He already lost a couple $1,000s. And then it jumped up to like 600 or 700 bucks. $800, something like that. It was almost to 1,000, and then he puts the rest of his money in there.
Oh,
And it went boom to like 17 or 16, whatever it was. And he was like, "Oh my gosh, I have a lot of money." He had a lot of money. When he showed me that number, I was like, "Oh my gosh, dude, pull out, retire. You're done. You're done."
did he?
And no,
Oh,
he left it there, and he says, "No, I think he's like, when it hits 20, I'll pull it out.
20,000.
20,000.
Oh,
I'll pull it out when it hits 20,000." Well, I think I want to say he took a nap, or he went to bed, or he just didn't check it because he was just like, it's going to take a couple days or whatever. And I want to say didn't it dip pretty fast next level? Didn't it go from 17 to like $400 really quick?
Well, it hit about that 20,000 mark in December, 22nd of December, and then it just like the 29th, it went to 16, and then it just kept going. Like February, it was 11. March, it went under like 8,000, 9,000. June back into 8, and then it just kept going.
So I want to say he sold it, and again he waited a couple months.
Oh, that's even worse because it went like this.
I know. He looked at it at 16, and then he just pretty much said, "I'm just going to forget about it for a couple days." Well, it was a couple months, and he ended up losing a lot of money, and he ended up pulling out, and he's just like, "I'm never getting into crypto again." And I'm like, dude, when him and me had that conversation, I thought he waited until either that night or that maybe the next day or days. We didn't have that conversation until months later. And he was just pissed off. And I'm just like, "Why are you so mad?" He's just like, "Dude, this Bitcoin crap." I'm like, "Didn't you make like a shit ton of money?" He's like, "No, I lost just about everything." And I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, dude, how much did you make? I think so. He started off with 20 grand. He ended up, I think, with like 11,000 maybe.
Oh man. And if you would have kept it for a year and a half more, that's it.
That's what I was telling him.
He
Imagine
would be a millionaire.
beyond a millionaire. He would have been way up there. And I'm just like, and he was, and we had this conversation. We had another conversation about 2 months ago. He's like, imagine if I would have had this money in right now when it's booming. And that's what I was trying to tell him before. I was like, dude, I told you, leave it alone. I know it's your life savings, but leave it alone. But that's the thing with people nowadays. They get really scared when they see a dip and they're trying to sell before they lose money. They're thinking like, here is my physical wallet, and they're taking my things. They're taking my physical money. And it's just like, no, you don't have it. Once it's there, just don't think about it. It's gone. Don't even look at it. I haven't opened up some of my apps maybe in a couple weeks. I'll go every now and then and check just to see what it's doing, but I'm just like, whatever. I'll look at it in 2023. I'll really start like unless Next Level tells me like, dude, Ethereum is now worth $100,000. Yeah. Then I'll be like, wait, what? I'm pulling out. Then I'll be the one pulling out, but I'll pull up high.
Isn't it ironic though that people sell while the price is going down and they buy when the price is up?
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays it's a good period to buy. And you see only most of the people are afraid to get into. Meanwhile, when it was near 60, 50,000, everyone wanted to go in.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that it makes a lot of it makes you think a lot is if you go and check the big wallets, the big Bitcoin wallets, no, they only get bigger. No man sells for those big players. What they call retail, that means the little guys like me and you. We are the fools that go into the mentality, oh, I'm gonna sell, I'm gonna buy, I'm gonna sell, I'm gonna buy. They just buy and wait.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see wallets like that have literally dozens of millions of USD inside Bitcoin, and they do not touch it even when it dips or it pumps like $65,000, that makes you wonder how much it will go. Because those people, especially when it comes to money, they are not stupid.
Yeah.
We are.
So I will say this. We'll have a conversation again, like in a few years from now.
We'll
and
be
hopefully
in Aruba.
In Aruba.
From the moon.
In Aruba. And I'm going to be like, hey guys, remember when we had that conversation about Safe Moon?
It finally bought me a Prius.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, why not?
You never know. You never know. Like Ethereum Classic, actually, I was telling Next Level this. I was telling him, I was like, dude, do you know why Ethereum Classic is booming right now? And he was like, oh, it's because of this. I'm like, no, dude, look at this. Like I was pulling this article up. I'm like, Ethereum Classic is going up because everybody thought it was Ethereum and everybody was putting money into it thinking it was Ethereum. Next thing you know, this thing blows up thinking it was a different coin. And you know what? The same thing could happen. They could just be like, hey, you know what? Let's just put in something that's worth nothing, like what I'm doing. This is my thinking. Let's put in something that's worth nothing and let's see what happens. Now, if a lot of people think the exact same way, Safe Moon to the moon.
As long as you are the first to cash out.
Yep. Yeah, I don't want to be the last one holding anything.
I'm going to throw this out there, and I'm not going to say the answer to this, but I want everyone to do their own research and comment the answer to this down below, wherever you're watching or listening from. There is a coin, a crypto coin that was worth more than Bitcoin. So you guys got to comment the answer down below. Bitcoin wasn't always or isn't always the most expensive one on the market. It doesn't have a bigger market cap, but its price hit over $90,000 and nobody was talking about it.
That's crazy.
You mean about a coin or a financial?
Oh, see, it has
Yeah.
a coin that you can buy. It's either a coin or a token, but you're on the right track there.
Okay, I won't say. Okay.
You can't see it. You're gonna give them the answer. We'll talk about it after.
Okay.
We'll talk about it after. There's one that rivals in price to Bitcoin, and there's actually another one beside Ethereum that rivals in price with Ethereum and sometimes passes Ethereum in price. Right? So I'm just gonna throw it out there so people can have some fun, do their own research, and comment down below what those are. Those are kind of cool. When I found out about those this year, I was like, why is nobody talking about these things? Like they literally started at $900 and shot to 90,000. Like that's insane. All right,
That is insane. Cool. So, wanted to say big shout out to Demi. Thank you for coming on to the show.
Thank you for hearing me, guys.
Yeah. Is there anything that you want to tell the people before we start wrapping it up?
First of all, subscribe to this channel. It's amazing. You will never lose. You only get fantastic information and a great company. Also, be sure to check out those fantastic channels. Mine too. Why not?
Yeah.
And no, I'm really excited every time I talk with you guys. And I really enjoy also listening and also participating.
Right.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Next level. What you got?
Man, it's such a great conversation. It's always exciting to talk to Demi over here. I know that you've invited us on your channel as well, so those are going to be some great conversations to interact with your community, your audience. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. As always, guys, make sure that you guys are leaving those thumbs up, those subscribes. You're joining where you can, and you're following not just on the YouTube side, but the podcast side as well. Because as Demi said, he listens to us when he's driving, when he's working out, I think, as well. You know, yeah, when he's running, you know, you can just put us on in the background, listen to the conversations, and make sure to leave those reviews when you're listening to us on the audio side so that, you know, other people like yourself can also find us through that algorithm. And join us for the live streams every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can interact with us live as well.
For sure. Yeah, make sure you guys do leave us a comment, share the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. And then stay tuned. Really excited and happy that Demi came onto the show. We've known Demi for quite some time, so it's always an honor to have you here. And yeah, like everybody said, you guys can find us pretty much everywhere. Yeah, with all that being said, you guys take care. It's a hot summer, so stay cool, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace out, everybody. Take care.